According to the passage, which of the following is true about the wings of the male morpho butterfly? Okay, this is the question. The first step is to focus on understanding the meaning of the question. In other words, what does the tester wants you to do in this question? Because you have to focus more and see whatever it has the same meaning or not. Do not focus only on the words and vocabularies. Hello everyone, this is Anwar Zahi and this is your channel Smart English. Today we will explain the detailed question exactly and accurately. What are the strategies that you can use according to your exam in the TOEFL Ibt reading section? How can you answer the detailed question accurately and easily? So stay with me, we will provide you with too many strategies and techniques that helps you to understand the question and leads you to the right choice. Let's get started. Detailed questions in the TOEFL are questions that ask you to find the one idea in the passage. Although they may be presented in different words, okay? They will ask you for a person, a place, thing, date, methods, reason, and so on. They are multiple choice. You must choose one of the possible answers, okay? They usually give you the paragraph number. Some asks you about the entire passage, okay? These questions are very common in the TOEFL. They look like this. So now this is the formation of the question or the question types. According to paragraph 1, who, blah, blah, blah. According to paragraph 1, why, blah, blah, blah. According to paragraph 2, what, blah, blah, blah. According to paragraph 2, which of the following is true about X? According to paragraph number 2, what is given as a reason for X? According to paragraph 3, what point does the author make about X? Paragraph 4 supports which of the following statements about X. All of these kinds or types of question you will face in your test today in TOEFL Ibt reading section. So let's get started to know exactly how can we use the strategies that leads to the right answer. It helps to use a strategy to answer the detailed question. I suggest the following steps, okay? Number 1. Read the question carefully and understand what is making or what is asking you to do. This point is very essential and crucial. So many of the students do not pay attention to the question itself, just skim the question without details, without any focusing, without any concentration on what is the meaning or what is the grader and the tester wants you to answer, okay? So please focus on the meaning of the question itself. The first is to understand what does the grader or the tester needs me to do, okay? So I know this seems obvious, okay? It's actually obvious to all of the students, but a lot of students only skim the question quickly, okay, without concentration. You should skim the paragraph for keywords, but do not skim the question, okay? Do not skim the question. It is the first strategy that you can depend on, that you don't skim the question. Please focus on the meaning of what the grader or the tester needs you to do. Strategy number 2, find the keywords in the question. As you know, every question has some keywords. And I will now teach you how to deal with this kind or certain point of this question, because searching for a certain kind of keywords is not an easy task. So please pay me your attention and follow me. Then skim the reading passage to find the same keywords, okay, or their synonyms. This is the first step. The keywords are the words that are unique in the question, okay? Search for a unique word. Many questions will start with according to the paragraph number 3. So you have to understand actually this is not a unique words. It will be repeated in every question. So don't pay attention to this phrase, okay? So these words are not unique. Pick out the unique words. In that example below, I have underlined the keywords and both most important keywords in bold, okay? I have also included example of the thought process you should follow. Look at this example. According to paragraph 3, when did prohibition begin? Okay, the word prohibition is a keyword. If you search into the question itself, it doesn't have any of the very important keywords except prohibition. Why? Because this is repeated phrase, okay? And also you have to put in your mind that there is 3 main kinds of keywords that you have to depend on when you checking the question or searching for keyword into the question. The first one is nouns. You have to search for nouns and verbs and also adjectives. All of the 3 kind of keywords that leads to the right search for the keywords, okay? The prohibition here is also a noun, and also begin is very important because he asking you about the time. When did this prohibition begin, okay? I'm looking, so I will summarize what I'm doing now. I'm looking for a date, okay? Because he asks you about when, okay? This keyword is very important, this word, when, because you are asking me about a date. I should skim the paragraph and look for the word prohibition. And this is a very common keyword in this question, okay? It's obvious that prohibition is a unique word, okay? Then find the date when it began, okay? And this is also the verb began. So the very important 3 words in this question is the WH word, when, because it's asking me about the time. Then move to the word or the noun prohibition, okay? Because it is a unique word. Then start to focus on the verb because he was asking you when did it begin. So he is asking you about the time that the prohibition begins, okay? According to paragraph number 4, who was asked to monitor the sky for possible meteorites, okay? This is another example on how you can search for certain keywords. As you see in this question, it's obvious that the word or the noun meteorites is the keyword because it is unique. And moreover, you have to focus on the WH word because he is asking you about a person. Who, okay? Who do what? He was asked to monitor the keyword. This is also a very important verb here to express about what you are searching for to the keyword. And this is a very helpful strategy, by the way, okay? As you see here, I'm being asked, this is the summary to what I'm doing now. I'm being asked to find either a person or an organization, okay? Whatever it was, a person or an organization. I should look for the keyword meteorite first, and then read to understand who was asked to monitor the sky for them, okay? So now this is the way that you can use for searching for a unique keywords to understand what is the tester wants you to do. Strategy number 3, once you have found the keywords in the paragraph, read the sentence that has the keyword or words carefully, okay? If you immediately find the keyword, you have to include the keyword into a context to understand what it is referring to, okay? Most of the time, the answer to detailed question will be found close to the keyword or keywords. It is a common thing. Sometimes, though, you do have to read a little further. No problem that you have to read more to find your answer, okay? Or previously, you have to read previously on the keywords that you find into the text to have a whole imagination to the conclusion or the detailed information into the passage. Okay, try to guess the answer before you look at the answer choice. And this is very important point here. Okay, very, very important point. Because if you look to the answers or the 4 choices before you to summarize the idea that mentioned into the passage, you will be confused and you will answer the question incorrectly. Okay, so First, please don't look to the four choices before you find the certain answer, and summarize what is the main idea in this detailed question in the text, okay? Before you go to the four choices. When you summarize the main idea into the context about a certain keywords mentioned into some sentence, go directly to the four choices, not before that, okay? Number 4, read the answer choices, okay? Read the four choices. Remember, do not do this before you locate the keyword, okay? As we said before, now we said that you don't have to look at the four choices before you locate the keywords into the paragraph or the passage, okay? As you may become confused by so much information, okay? Find the keyword and try to determine the answer in your own mind. As we said before, you have to summarize, to sum up what you understood from this certain text that contains the keywords, okay? And after you summarize the general idea in your mind, go to the four choices. This is the steps you have to follow, okay? You may have to look back and forth from the passage to a possible answer. Sometimes you need to read further and you have to add more information to your mind to get the whole general information about or the main idea about something mentioned into the passage, okay? If the answer is not clear, go to the next step. This is step number 5. Use the process of elimination aggressively and quickly, okay? By the way, when you look at the four choices, directly your eye go to some choices that doesn't belong to the whole idea. It may be mixed ideas. It may be contains a lot of information and the further information which they are not mentioned into the passage. So eliminate all of these choices because they are not incorrect, okay? Eliminate any trap answer, okay? I will list the TOEFL. Now we will have some traps, okay? These traps you have to be your attention and focus more about these traps to avoid falling in these traps, okay? Be with me to illustrate which kinds of traps that you will face in your test today. The first trap, and this is a common one, trying to guess using logic, okay? Sometimes the students will try to pick the answer using logic, okay? It is okay. In other words, they try to infer the answer. However, detailed questions are different than inference questions. As we mentioned before in a previous video on this channel, that there is a big difference between the inference question and the detailed question. The detailed question, the answer is already mentioned into the text, but you have to find them exactly. But on the contrary, the inference question, the answer to this question is not mentioned exactly by the vocabulary words into the text. That means, or in other words, you have to draw a conclusion according to your imagination, okay? According to your understanding to what you can infer from the previous or the provided information into the text. There is big difference between detailed question and inference question. If you would like to have some more information about the inference question, you can check the playing list and search for the inference question. We have explained it previously, okay? So now, the answer will be stated in the passage, okay? The answer will be stated in the passage in the detailed question. You should not need to make inference, okay? It's not the time to make some conclusion or a suitable or reasonable conclusion to something mentioned in the passage for this type of question, okay? So the first steps summarized in, there is a big difference. Do not make any conclusion. Do not make any conclusion with the detailed question because it is not an inference question at all. Okay, strategy number 2, answers that have some of the same words as the paragraph but change the meaning or order, okay? You will find in the detailed question that there is a choice that contains the same words mentioned into the paragraph, okay? But it has another meaning, a different meaning, doesn't belong to the idea into the paragraph or the passage, okay? So let's get the details about this strategy or this trap to avoid. This is the biggest trap on the TOEFL, okay? So it is a common one, okay? Because you will face it too many times into the exam. The tester will provide you a choice. Between the four choices, you will face a choice that contains the same words directly or suddenly. You will find a kind of choices that contain the same words into the paragraph, but it has another meaning or a different meaning to the words or the main idea that mentioned into the paragraph, and you have to pay attention for this kind of questions. The TOEFL will use some of the same words near the keywords, okay? Pay attention here. You will find some keywords near to the idea, but in a misleading way. They are trying to catch students who only have a superficial, limited knowledge of English. So I'm here to pass you my knowledge or experience about this kind of question. You have to pay attention and be cautious of falling in this trap. If he finds the words into the choice belongs to the paragraph mentioned about the keywords, okay, this is the right answer. No, it is not the right way. Don't choose this, because you have to focus more and see whatever it has the same meaning or not. Do not focus only on the words and vocabularies. It is not the right way to choose in reading IBT TOEFL test. You have to focus more and go deeper and think deeper whether this choice belongs to or has a connection to the main idea or not. If it has a connection to the main idea and the same vocabulary, it is okay, the right answer. If it has the same vocabulary but it doesn't have the same idea, or it chooses another idea, it is not the right answer. It is incorrect, okay? This is the trap number 3. Answers that add information that is not in the original passage is not the right answer, okay? You have to avoid this choice, because if you add more details or more information is not in the original passage, it's not belongs to the text at all. So you have to avoid choosing this kind of question or this kind of answers. Some answer will look tempting, okay? It may be appealing you. Oh, this one is right. But you have to focus, be cautious. It is not the right answer because it's attracting you, but it is not belongs to the original passage. There is more details, there is more information added into this choice. It doesn't belong, or it is not mentioned into the original text, okay? So you have to avoid this kind of choices. Let's move on to the trap number 4, extreme answers. And this is very common in TOEFL Ibt reading section, because you may sometimes find a suitable answer, but it has some modifiers and some adverbs that can make the answer wrong. Let's see how can we avoid this kind of trap. These are answers that use extreme words or language, such as only one of the students has attended the lecture. This is maybe an example. Ever, forever, all, always, never has a sharp divide, okay? Irreparably, etc. Extreme answers are usually not correct, okay? Put in your mind that your answer, which contains this extreme modifiers and frequency adverb, are usually not correct. It means that they are incorrect. You have to avoid choosing them, okay? If you think an extreme answer is correct, go back to make sure, okay? If you check or maybe you doubt this answer may be true, but it has one of the extreme answers, okay? One of the extreme modifiers. So what I can do now? You have to recheck the answer into the passage to support whether it was right or wrong, okay, in the extreme language, okay. This is also one of the traps. Maybe the fourth trap is about maybe the answer includes one of the extreme modifiers of, or maybe one of the extreme frequency adverb that doesn't mentioned into the passage. And if you see this answer or this choice may be reasonable and acceptable, okay, you have to recheck it again into the passage to make sure that your answer is true. Let's move on to trap number 5. Answers that are not true or are contrary to the passage main idea. And this is maybe obvious to all of the students that there is a conflicting ideas or maybe a contrast ideas, okay? Contrasting ideas between ideas into the passage. If you find the contrasting ideas, it is not the right answer because it is mentioned into the passage, into the original text, okay? Let's see how we can avoid falling in this trap. Some answers will not be true, okay? But they may look believable, okay? Maybe looks acceptable, okay, to some of you. Read carefully. The first step is to read this answer carefully. Also make sure that answers are not contrary. You have to focus or be cautious on this point. The answers not contrary to the main idea. It means that you have to check whether this choice goes with the main idea, is easily matched with the main idea or not. If not, don't choose it. If there is a conflicting ideas into this choice to the general idea into the text, it is not the right one, okay? Mixed answers, as I said before, and far away answers, eliminate any answer that mixes up two ideas. Any choice that contains two ideas, it is read, but I don't like it. So this answer completely wrong because it contains two ideas, okay? It is read, but I don't like it. Okay, there is a conflict among the ideas, okay? I like this, but I don't like this. This is a very simple example about what I'm saying here or trying to illustrate for you. So any choice that contains a mixed ideas or a mixed contrasting ideas, delete it, eliminate it. Don't choose this kind of choice. Let's make it shorter now and go directly to an example to illustrate what I'm saying here. Let's start with a simple example which shows you how easy this can be if you focus on finding the keywords from the question in the passage, okay? As you see, this is a part of a passage into the TOEFL test today, okay, exam. Let's read them quickly and have a very brief or summarized idea on this passage. Blue morpho butterflies are beautiful butterflies that live in South America rainforest. They are one of the largest and the most famous butterflies in the world. The top of the blue morpho's wings are bright blue with black around the edges. Microscopic scales on the wing reflect the light and create the dazzling blue color. The undersides of the morpho's wings are brown with spots. When the blue morphos flies, its wings flash from the brilliant blue to a dull brown. This makes the butterfly seem to continuously appears and disappears, and is known as flashing. Flashing makes it very difficult for a predator to follow the morpho. The male's wings are broader than the female's wing, and you have to pay attention to this sentence in green color, and are slightly brighter. Like other butterflies, morpho have two antennas, two fore wings and two hind wings, okay? And this is another part of the text. Let's go directly to the question without any wasting our time. As you can see, here is the question you will face in your test today. And please pay me your attention and focus with me and how to search for a certain keywords into the question and choose right, okay, into the question about the keywords. According to the passage, which of the following is true? about the wings of the male morpho butterfly. Okay, this is the question. The first step is to focus on understanding the meaning of the question. In other words, what does the tester want you to do in this question? Let's do it now. He, according to the question or the passage, which of the following is true? Which one is true? Okay, between the four choices here. About the wings, okay, the wings of the butterfly, okay? The male, exactly the male, not the female, morpho butterfly. So he asking me about something, whether it was true or not, belongs to the wings of the male, not the female of the morpho butterfly. So one of you now asks me which word that I use to as a keyword into the passage, into the question. The first, you have to focus on the nouns as we said before, and verbs and adjectives. Wings is a noun. Male morpho, male is a noun, butterfly, okay? And it's true, whether it was true or not. So now, wings, what kind of wings? Now he asking me now about the description of the wings of exactly the male, not the female, of this kind of butterfly, okay? So now he needs me to search for some information into the passage belongs to the wings to the male morpho butterfly, okay? We will take in our mind now the wings of male morpho butterfly and go up to the passage. Before we try to answer this question, I put it in a green color to make it easier to find the answer, okay? So if we read from here, this makes the butterfly seem to continuously appear or disappear and is known as flashing, okay? Flashing makes it very difficult for a predator to follow the morpho, okay? What else? What more information? The male, okay? This is the first keyword, okay? Here. Second one, wings. You find your certain keywords. Male, okay, not the female. Wings, so this is a description to the wings of the male butterfly. The male wings are broader than, this is the answer. Broader than, it means wider or larger or bigger than the female's wings, okay? And are slightly brighter. Okay, this is the right answer. So when now you got the main idea from the passage, do not firstly go to the four choices. It is, as we said before, it is not a good strategy to focus on the four choices or check them, understanding them. You have to summarize the main idea and find the keywords belongs to the original text into the paragraph, and understand what is this main idea mean. After that, not before that, okay? Be cautious. After that, you go to the four choices. Do not go to the four choices before you summarize the main idea into the text. Now it's clear in my mind, after I check the original text and find the keyword in the passage, that I know exactly that the wings of the male butterfly is wider and bigger than the female butterfly. So let's check the first answer. They are brightly colored to attract females. No, the opposite is mentioned into the passage, okay? Because the female attracts the male's butterfly into the time of dating by bright colors, okay? So eliminate the first answer. Let's move on to the second one. They are used to intimidate rivals. They are used to intimidate rivals, and this means to make them scary, okay? Do not touch them because they are making them distract from them. This is not mentioned into the passage. He didn't go deeper and talk about his defense mechanism, okay? So this answer is incorrect. We didn't find the right one until now, okay? Number 3, they have flashy colors that scare away predators. And this is the same meaning. If you focus on this third choice, you will find some of the words mentioned into the passage, like flashy, we have read it before, scare, maybe, and the predators, but he didn't mention this. He just only mentioned, let's move on, that butterflies, okay, yes, here, it is difficult for a predator to follow. He didn't say that it defense mechanism or defense. So now the third answer is not correct, and now you can conclude that the right answer is number 4. They are wider, and we have said it before, that the 2 wings of the male moro butterfly is wider, broader, bigger, larger to the female wings, okay? By this way, I hope that you understand well how can you find the right answer to the detailed question. How can you search for or pick up a suitable keyword into the question. Do not forget to focus on what is the grader or the tester wants you to do into the question. After that, go to the keyword in the passage, read furthermore sentence to make a meaningful general idea in your mind. Do not look to the 4 choices before you summarize the main idea, and do not forget to avoid the traps that mentioned now previously. I hope you all success. See you. If you would like more information, more details, any support, any help, you would like to have some previous courses, not hesitate to contact us on the WhatsApp number on the screen now. I hope you all success. See you. Goodbye.